Tiffany Taylor.
Good evening, everyone. What an incredible night to be gathered together to celebrate not just 25 years of Reading Partners, but 25 years of changing lives, one student, one story, one page at a time. As someone who has dedicated my career to investing in the future through education, I know this to be true. When we invest in our students, we are investing in all of us. Their futures are our future. Over the last quarter century, Reading Partners has supported tens of thousands of young readers on their journey to dream bigger, reach higher, and break through barriers. And tonight, we honor that legacy. Not just for what it has accomplished, but for what the promise continues to hold. I wholeheartedly believe that when a child learns to read, they discover more than books. They discover opportunity, potential, and the power to shape a brighter world. So to mark this momentous occasion, we're going to do something a little bit different tonight. I'm going to invite my fellow colleagues, mentors, educators, and friends to share in a community toast. Are we ready? Are we ready?
Yes.
All right. All right, is Carol Martin in the room? Carol, all right, Carol, tell us what you're toasting tonight.
Well, hello. My mother, Molly McCrory, along with Mary Shaw and Jean Bacigalupe, they're right there. They started this program in 1999 in the East Menlo Park. Pretty amazing for a few 70-year-old women. Age is a number. And this program and so many volunteers, dedicated volunteers, have empowered students with the gift of reading. And my mother and my entire family is so proud of Reading Partners. Because we know that with its expansion and its growth over the 25 years, it is allowing more and more students to develop the essential skills that are necessary for lifelong reading. And I hope, just like Charnice, that they also discover the joy of reading and go on many, many exciting adventures, the kind that can only be found in the pages of a really good book. So I would like to thank Reading Partners for its commitment to the joy and power of reading. I'd also like to thank everybody here tonight, the newest partners, District 18, and everybody who held up a paddle to keep this program going for 25 more years is so important. Thank you very much.
Co-chair of the New York Advisory Board, and I'm so proud to be here tonight. Tonight, I'm toasting to growth and innovation. As you've heard, for 25 years, the goal of Reading Partners has never changed. We are dedicated to providing opportunity to as many children as we can. And looking forward, I'm excited to expand our collective impact model and bring our programming to even more students and communities across the nation. Now to Chloe Alvarez, former Reading Partners AmeriCorps member and Executive Director of the Los Angeles region.
Good evening, everyone. I proudly serve as the Reading Partners Executive Director for the Los Angeles team. And I started my time at Reading Partners 10 years ago, serving as an AmeriCorps member in my community. Tonight I toast commitment, and what commitment means to me in this work decade I've been doing it is uplifting and empowering thousands of young students through the transformational magic of learning to read. All right, I'm passing it to Taj, Jackie, and Sai. I will please
Tonight, we are toasting to the power of reading.
Stories help our family laugh, learn, and understand the world and each other a little better. We're proud of everything Reading Partners does to make this magic happen for thousands of families like ours.
Next, we are passing it to Marco Mansanias, Executive Director of Our Brothers Keeper in Newark.
Good evening, everyone. Honored to be here tonight. Proud to toast to the future of Reading Partners. For communities like mine, reading has always been about freedom and liberation. And that's why I am grateful that in North New Jersey, we will be able to participate in continuing to unlock the power of reading with thousands of more children and families. And now I pass it back to you, Tiffany.
Let's raise our glasses to Reading Partners. May the next 25 years be even bolder, brighter, and even more impactful than the last 25. Cheers. All right. Now, before I introduce our next honoree, I want to take a moment to share immense gratitude to everyone who made tonight possible. Thank you to our phenomenal event planners at DS Consulting for bringing such vision to life with such care and precision. To the incredible New York City leadership team, especially Louisa Moisey, your impact and dedication is inspirational. A huge thank you to the Reading Partners National Development Team, marketing team, and the executive office for all of your behind-the-scenes work. And to Mika and Rebecca, who jumped into with grace and determination. We appreciate your leadership. To the New York City Regional Board and to my counterparts on the National Board and the amazing host committee, thank you for your support and your commitment. To our honorees, thank you for the impact you make and the light you shine. And to our students, you are the reason we do this work and the heart of everything we stand for. Finally, to the incomparable Michelle Botu, thank you for bringing your brilliance, your heart, your humor to tonight's celebration. Let's give them all a huge round of applause. So now, it's my honor to recognize a true pioneer, an artist, an advocate, and above all, a storyteller whose words have inspired generations. Darryl DMC McDaniels, first rose to fame. Yes, let's give him a round. Darryl first rose to fame as 1/3 of the legendary hip-hop group Run DMC. The group's rap lyrics and rhythm changed the sound of music in American culture forever. But beyond the stage and the spotlight, Darryl has used his voice to champion literacy, mental health, and the power of storytelling to transform lives. A lifelong reader who credits comic books and literature with helping to shape his creativity, Darryl knows firsthand that reading is not just a skill, it's a lifeline. Through his advocacy and his inspiring children's books and his unwavering commitment to young people, he has shown us that stories can be the bridges that make dreams reality. For using his platform to elevate voices, ignite imaginations, and empower the next generation of readers and dreamers, and because he always personally supports me in GSC, I am so proud to present Darryl DMC McDaniels with the Story Channel.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is so cool. Rock and roll is cool. Hip hop is cool. But reading is a superpower. I remember the first books that I read when I was in school. Sounder, Pippi Longstocking, Charlotte's Web. There was this other book that was one of my favorites. It was about a stray dog called Rigby. I don't know if any of y'all remember that book. And then in high school, we read Homer, the Iliad. But what's important about this night, and reading being the superpower, and everybody has a superpower, but it's even better when the superheroes get together. And there are superheroes that are continuously overlooked. We love the actors and the movie stars and the entertainers and the rock stars and the rappers, but we forget about the educators. We forget about the teachers. And like it says, it's reading partners. So this award is because of a partnership and a collaboration, words that's been mentioned here all night. This award is not mine alone. I have to share it with 3 people who made my first children's book, Darryl's Dream, because everybody has a dream possible. Shawnee and Johnny Warfield, please stand up. Please stand up. I am here tonight because of my partnership and collaboration with them. Shawnee and Johnny Warfield called me to this school to speak to the kids and tell my story. And the first time I left the school and the kids had all this hope and energetic and was feeling good about themselves, when I was leaving, Shawnee and Johnny said, "You should write a book." I was like, "Nope." And they called me back a second time. And I spoke to the next group of kids that they had there for me. And I was leaving, the enthusiasm, the eagerness of the children to make themselves better. It was like, "You should write a book." And I, "Nope." And then we did it again the 3rd time, and then when they approached me, I saw there was no way I was going to say no, but I wanted to. But then something came across me, and I said, "You know what? I'll write the book if y'all do it with me." Because the teachers and the educators are there every day with the kids on the front line of the battle. So they knew exactly how to lay out the game plan. So we came up with the idea for the book, Darryl's Dream. I had a little story about me in the 3rd grade getting teased, bullied, and picked on. I just want to say my poem, and I said my poem anyway. I got a standing ovation, and that poem became one of the rhymes that changed America and Europe and Asia and the world. We had this book, but then we still had another problem. We needed another partner. And then I was fortunate to meet Makita Mays Green, who was with Nickelodeon at the time. And when I met Makita, she was like, "Hey, what you got going on?" I was like, "I wrote a book with these teachers." She got a book? Do you know how important that is? Do you know how cool that is? So then it was Makita Mays Green who allowed the book that DMC wrote with Shawnee and Johnny Warfield to come into existence. Wow. To get into the hands of many, many children. And by the way, a lot of adults want the book because it's like an album to them. So I gotta tell the kids, don't let your parents take the book. But right now, what y'all have been doing here for the last 25 years is just the beginning. Because here I am tonight celebrating with Shawnee and Johnny Warfield, 2 of the greatest educators in the history, and Makita Mays Green, who is passionate about making a transformation in not just individuals, but individuals in households and communities. That's what you're doing. So I want to congratulate all of you, because it's been 25 years and we we are just getting started. And along the way, you know, I was fortunate to do an event a couple of weeks with Reading Partners. It was incredible. The kids were magnificent. But we know that it's not going to be easy, but it doesn't have to be difficult. And nothing that we do for literacy and reading so that we can let the kids show the world all their special superpowers, it's not going to be a walk in the park. But as me and my crew know, and Shirley and Johnny Warfield and McKean Ray's Green know, it's not going to be impossible, but it does get a little tricky. Once every little person in the universe, not just the world, is able to read, there's nothing they will ever need, and they will be able to succeed at whatever it is that they do. So everybody, let's salute Reading Partners. Salute everybody who supported us here tonight. Salute all the educators and the teachers. Salute all of the reading tutors. And salute the parents and the families that know that this is a mission that is not impossible. And on that note, before we all leave here to continue another, let's say, million years of Reading Partners, I really want to know, are y'all serious? Are you ready? Are one question, not for reading partners, but for everybody else in the universe. Are you ready to rock and roll? Y'all gotta do me a favor. Everybody, put a hand up. Everybody, put a hand up. Put a hand up. Everybody, put a hand up. Let's go. Now here's all passing. Come on, come on, daddy, say. Listen to anything, nothing. And they want to want them to shoot me and change the way. But there's a cheerleader, there's a real big leader. The times I remember. I'm not the best thing you're loving when you're sitting in a cousin in a solo with a little kids like this. Superpower to read, the world is gonna